Welcome to another episode of the Chicago Cubs franchise. I am Sim with Vengeance, and the Cubs have kind of had a mediocre start. Then again, there's still well over 150 games left, so nothing to worry about at this moment in time. Yes, we're 3-3, but honestly, it's that early on in the season where it's something that you can recover from. Obviously, there's plenty of games left. We do take on the Cincinnati Reds at home today, and we're going to take a look at our farm system today because everybody's been wondering when is Kris Bryant going to get called up? When's he going to get called up? Well, by the way he's been starting, it might not be for another couple of weeks. Yes, he is batting 200. That's not what we want him to be. We want him to get in the full swing of things before we call him up, because I don't want him to go into the major leagues struggling in AAA. It would not make sense to me or the club or anybody else. I don't want to call him up when he's cold. As for Addison Russell, he has had half the at-bats, but he's getting some results. He's batting .429 in the 3 games that he's played. By the way it looks of things, he has drawn a walk or two. He's drawn a walk. He struck out twice. He has a good slugging percentage. There's no reason why we can't call him up by the end of the month. Maybe use him as an infielder and maybe put maybe put Baez in the outfield. It all depends. But as for right now, they're gonna stay down for just a little bit longer. And as for our injuries, we go to the disabled list. You see, Dexter Fowler is out for another 14 days. Or another couple of weeks because of the pulled calf that he suffered against Colorado. And we have Blake Parker out for another 1 to 6 days with shoulder soreness. Probably throwing a little bit too hard out there. Nothing to be too worried about. So yes, the Cubs have gotten hit with the injury bug early, but it's nothing that we can't recover from. We got some good players in our lineup right now. We put Alcantara in the leadoff spot because, one, he is fast, and he is young and really good. And we could put Baez in the outfield. I don't know about Castro. He doesn't really have a secondary position. But with Baez's speed, he could fit in the outfield pretty well. We'll have to make sure he's comfortable with it, of course. And we're also looking at our schedule up ahead. We have a pretty good road stretch right here. We have 7 straight road games, including a 4-game set against the Pittsburgh Pirates. By that time, by the end of the month, I would say give it another, by the end of the Pittsburgh series, we should get Bryant another chance to see where he's at and maybe get him in the starting lineups and everything like that. But as for right now, Kris Bryant is going to be sitting in the minors until he gets the juices flowing. We don't want him to be cold when he's up. Yes, you could say it's roster control. We want him up now, but I don't want to pull any drastic measures yet. So, we got the Cincinnati Reds today, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little update on the team. Lester's has been doing really well. We just got to keep on going up. We have Jake Arrieta versus Homer Bailey today, and the Cubs versus the Reds, which you will see in just a few seconds. Peace. And welcome back to Wrigley Field, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight's matchup is the Cincinnati Reds versus the Chicago Cubs. It is a rainy night here in Chicago at Wrigley Field, as it's going to be raining pretty much all night. And both teams are 3-3 to start off the year. Not the greatest starts, but it's definitely could be worse. Both teams looking to go over 500 and try and build some momentum to start off the season, as the Chicago Cubs take the field with Jake Arrieta on the mound today for the Chicago Cubs. Last outing, he had 5 2/3, 5 Ks, no earned runs given up. As you see, Homer Bailey not quite the same, but they are both looking for their first win of the season, as Homer Bailey has an 11.25 ERA, not the greatest start he had in his first start of the year, but he very well could turn it around, as the Cubs are just looking for some support. As you see, the Reds starting lineup, the big threat today, obviously the top 5. Billy Hamilton, one of the fastest players in baseball. You got Todd Frazier, who's got a big power bat. Same with Jay Bruce and Joey Votto and Brandon Phillips. So this team loves to hit fastballs. And Jake Arrieta ready to take the mound as his team is ready to go here against the Cincinnati Reds. And Billy Hamilton is stepping up to the plate. 250 last year, 6 home runs, 48 RBIs. But this guy is a demon on the base paths. So the first pitch from Arrieta is a swing and a miss at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And Billy Hamilton has a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and he is down on strikes swinging. And that's the first strikeout of the game and the first out of the game, as later on here in the top of the first, we have Joey Votto. And he is going to check swing, but he does make contact, and it's caught out there by Mike Olt, and that is going to end the top of the first. And you take a look at the Chicago Cubs starting lineup. We did make a few changes. We put Alcantara in at center field in replace of Dexter Fowler. We have David Ross backing up in catcher today, and we also have Mike Olt playing third. And Homer Bailey, like we said last game he started, he had 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 strikeouts with an 11.25 ERA. Not the greatest start to the season, but this could be the game where he turns it around, or it could get a lot worse. So Alcantara at the plate, and he pops up in foul territory, and Todd Frazier is right there to make the play. Easy can of corn for him, and that is the first out of the game for the Cubs. Later on in the inning, it is also Javier Baez, who hit a home run in the last video you guys saw from him, and he takes this one to deep left center. This one has a chance to get out, but it's short of the wall. This one's going to bounce off, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get ourselves a 2-bagger for the Cubbies, as now we have one in scoring position already. Anthony Rizzo at the plate. This guy's been known to be a big power bat as well in the Cubs lineup. The pitch is going to be taken into right field, smoked for a base hit, but they're going to hold the runner because they thought Votto had a chance to catch that one. And now we have 2 aboard with only 1 out. Jorge Soler at the plate with 2 on and 1 out. The first pitch of the at-bat is going to be taken into left field for a smoking single, but look at the left fielder get that one in real quick. Jay Bruce gets that one in as the runners hold with the bases loaded. Now with 2 out, Starlin Castro at the plate. 1-1 count, and the pitch on its way from Homer Bailey is going to be a nice little grounder to third, so the Reds escape the danger of having the bases loaded and having a crooked number on the scoreboard. So now here, top of the second, here is Frazier, and he's going to smack this one into center field for a nice little single, and Alcantara picks it up, and he's going to throw it back in the infield. But Todd Frazier is aboard with a single. Later on in the inning, it is now 2 outs, and I don't know if he was trying to hold back, but he didn't, and the inning is over for the Reds. So now here is Ryan Sweeney at the plate with nobody on and 1 out, and this one's going to be taken into center field for a solid single. Nice piece of wood on that base hit. So now the Cubs have gotten a hit in every inning so far. Well, only 2 innings of work, but they've been hitting the ball pretty well early on. And now here's Alcantara again, another slap in the center field for another single. So the runners are on first and second now, and the Cubs are in business once again. Can Homer Bailey dodge another bullet? So here we go, and another swing and a miss from Javier Baez, and the inning is over. And Javier Baez could not get those runners across, and the Reds and Cubs are still scoreless. And now Brandon Phillips, with a runner in scoring position, pops this one up into center field, and that's going to end the threat right there, as Jake Arrieta pitching pretty good so far through 3 innings. So here is Starlin Castro once again, and he swings and misses for strike 3. He doesn't look too happy about that one, and he thought he could have got a piece of that one, but it is what it is. And Starlin Castro over to Baez, over to Rizzo for the double play on Jay Bruce, and that's going to end that threat as well. And now we have another situation here with a runner in scoring position, still in a scoreless ball game. Alcantara slaps this one into right near the second baseman, and Brandon Phillips is going to get that one piece of cake for him. Top of the 5th now, Marlon Byrd gets a fat one over the middle of the plate, and he's going to take that 1 yard. That one barely leaves the fence, but they all count the same. It is a home run for the Cincinnati Reds as they take an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. This game is still in the early stages, I feel like in the early middle stages, and this one is still easy to recover from. We just got to get some base hits. We've been doing that so far. We just got to push them across. That's all we got to do. So here we go in the bottom of the 5th, and Baez slaps this one in the left for another base hit. Baez has been doing pretty well so far in this season. He's hitting over 290, and we expect him to do that. So we just got to keep on going with it. As after Rizzo strikes out, we have Soler slaps it in the deep left corner for a base hit. This one's going to end up for Baez going to third, and Soler is going to stay at first base. So now runners on the corners here with only one away. This is a big opportunity for David Ross to get that run across. Sacrifice fly. We cannot get a double play. And this one is going to be taken into medium right. Baez should have the speed to go, and he does. He is going to test it, and he's going to make it. Wild throw from the wild right fielder, and the Cubs tie the game up at 1. But now we have another opportunity here with another runner in scoring position. And the pitch to Alt is going to be taken into deep center. But Billy Hamilton, with that speed, it's pretty hard to get something by him. And that's going to end the threat right there. Game intact at 1 apiece. So, Arrieta back on the mound. See you later, Votto. And now Alcantara at the plate once again, bottom 6. Alcantara grounds out to the first baseman, Joey Votto, over to Homer Bailey. And that's a piece of cake. Inning over. Arrieta still on the mound, pitching strong. Only 82 pitches through 7 innings. As you see, Soler grabs that one and ends the threat. So now Homer Bailey through 6 2/3. He has 88 pitches. Make it 89 on that ground ball. And that's going to end the threat through 7 innings. Still scoreless, or it's not scoreless, but tied at 1. This game has been going very slowly. Offensively, both teams are very slow tonight, maybe due to the rain, but look at Sweeney missed the ball in left field. They're going to count that as an E7 as Brandon Phillips ends up at second base. And now later on, pitch count at 103, but make it 104 on a strikeout right there to Joey Votto, and that's going to end that one. Jake Arrieta dodged a real bullet right there. 2 runners in scoring position, and he strikes him out. So, clutch moment right here for La Stella right here. Can he come through and get on base at least? And he does. Draws the 4-pitch walk. That is something you don't want to do as a pitcher. You want to try and get at least 1 strike. But he couldn't even get that done. So, here's another pitch to Ryan Sweeney. And that is going to cause another force out at second base. Ends the threat. So, here comes Neil Ramirez, who has got some really good potential. He has the potential to be a pretty good relief pitcher. As you see him strike out Mercado for the out. And the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th have a chance to win it. 3-0 count to Alcantara. And he draws the walk to get that runner in scoring position with nobody away, I think. Or 1 away. But now it's Anthony Rizzo. And he takes this one to deep right center field. This one has a chance to leave the ballpark and end the game, but it doesn't. And I have a brain fart, and I can't get Alcantara back to first. Whoops. But here in the 11th, extra innings baseball. Here we go. Todd Frazier over to La Stella for the ground ball. Over to Baez. Over to Rizzo. 5-4-3 DP. Inning over for the Reds. Big spots here. We have to get these runners across. And Suarez, he can sit down as well. And now in the bottom half of the 12th, we have Jorge Soler at the plate here with only 2 away. Runner on second, and Soler is going to pop up into foul territory, and that is pretty much going to end that threat right there, as that is going to be the end of the 12th. Now in the 14th, here's Baez at the plate, and he is going to pop up into center field. Billy Hamilton easily has this one, and that's going to end that threat as well. So now the Cubs just need something. Here are 2 on here, and it's Castro grounding out into a double play to end that threat as well. So the Cubs have had plenty of opportunities right here, but here in the top of the 17th, you see another caught looking moment here, and now here is Anthony Rizzo here in the bottom of the 17th inning. This game's gotten a little bit long, don't you think? And now the Cubs get Rizzo on base with a single. And now this gets a little bit more interesting. Here is Jorge Soler. Soler has done pretty well this game. He's 3 for 7, but make it 4 for 8, and the game is over. Jorge Soler, Cubs win on a game-winning 2-run homer from Jorge Soler. And that's his second home run of the season, and it's a big one as this one ends the game. Cubs win 3-1. Jorge Soler, have yourself a ball game. And the Cubs move up to 4-3 on the season. Edwin Jackson gets the win, and the Cubs have something to celebrate. This game lasted a long time, but it does come out in the Cubs' favor. Cubs win 3-1, and they still have to go back the very next afternoon and play again. Jorge Soler, 4 for 8 with that 2-run homer, and the Cubs, like I said, they win after 17 innings. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a first-time viewer of myself, hit that subscribe button down below for more Chicago Cubs franchise. But until next time, my name is Sid with Vengeance, and drop a like on this video as well, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.